Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be installing the software for the Brother ImageCenter ADS-2500W, this baby here, as well as spending a bit of time to show you how to program these three buttons here. Now we tested the 2500W and the 2500WE last year, and it has a touch screen with a whole bunch of different shortcuts. This one only has 3. So even though this costs the same amount as the models with the touch screen, this particular model is designed for, it says down here, mid to large size work groups. So I assume that it's made simple and easy for more focused applications than the other two machines that you could send to, Facebook and all kinds of social media locations and all kinds of network folders right from the touchscreen. But this one, basically, you have 3 shortcuts and then one button here to activate scan to PC. So it's a lot easier to use, but provides the same level of performance, 50 pages a minute scanning speed, single pass duplexing, up to 100 images per minute, and we're going to see if it can actually do that. I'm pretty sure it will once we get it hooked up. So let's see what happens here. Now we've done this before, and we've installed a bunch of Brother stuff in the last couple of years, and all of it comes with paper port, and I would expect nothing less from this. The CD is spinning up. Well, here we go. Thank you for choosing Brother. Select your language, English, and it's going to walk us through these steps over here. Next. License agreement. I'm not going to read it, but you have to accept it or it's not going to install. Next. Alright, now I don't have the cables hooked up. I thought it had Wi-Fi, so I have to go over and connect it to my switch with an Ethernet cable. That's what I'm doing over here. Just plug in the cable. So we're going to do it wired. I assume if you're going to spend $700 on a scanner, you're going to want to put it on a network, not hooked up to a PC with a USB cable and have to have a PC running the whole time. Next. Please connect it to the network. Click next. Okay, it found it. Next. Now here's where we're going to be able to see what's going to be installed. We're going to want the scanner driver. We're going to want Control Center 4. We're going to want status monitor. We're going to want everything. So you can just do a standard installation. It's probably going to take a while because it's going to put paper port on here. And I would actually be glad if it didn't, because I'm a little sick of looking at it and all of the stuff that you have to do to get it running. But we just had the perfect storm of annoyance, and it all started back when Acrobat decided to butt in and tell us that we needed a update, and then we couldn't download Paperport. I took a screenshot. It was such a mess. Then we couldn't download Paperport or Abby, and I killed the screen recorder, and it started to download. And then I started up the screen recorder again, and it stopped. Then it froze, and then it said that the microphone and the sound wasn't working properly. And I went to check that, and in the sound applet here, and that was all screwed up. So in the meantime, it installed. Look at this. Give me a break with this. Updates were installed. In the meantime, it's installed the Brother utilities while I was messing around with all this stuff. And then I decided that everything was all frozen, so I had to reboot. So I reboot, and when it starts up, first of all, it was in the middle of an Windows update, so I had to wait for it to 10%, 20%, yada yada yada, pain in the neck. I had to wait for that, and once it booted up, now I have all of this Brother stuff on there. So it's all down here, the Brother help. This is all the same stuff that you've seen on the MFPs, the all-in-ones, and the other scanners. Control Center for Brother help, which is this. You can make this go away, and it should be the status monitor is up here. It's asking us if we want to activate automatic software updates. And this software is only going to be on here for a couple days, so I don't want it. Once I click OK, should see status monitor show up down here. There it is. And it's saying that the scanner is sleeping. So I double click it, it's telling me about the scanner, and I don't need to troubleshoot anything. I don't need to buy. The only supplies this thing has is feed rollers. There's no toner or ink or anything like that. I mean, this is a freshly updated computer, and there's not a bunch of junk on it. There's hardly anything installed on it. This okay, but anyway, I click the supplies, and we get this supplies gateway. We don't need to worry about supplies because all there is feed rollers, and you'll see them in the test report. In fact, maybe right here. Now there are accessories and supplies for this, and they're the feed rollers. They last 200,000 pages. Anyway, I'm not going to go through the Paperport and Abby installation. It's all on. We covered all of that on another 3 or 4 other Brother videos, software videos. And if you're really interested in to see how it works, you can find it on the either the ImageCenter ADS-2500W or the WE, or one of the other latest Brother videos that we've done over the last year or two. So I'm not even going to bother with the Paperport stuff. All right. So why I opened this up is I wanted to show you that This is a clean system. There's really like nothing on it except for Microsoft Office, WinZip, Acrobat, Adobe Acrobat Reader. That's it. I mean, and it's misbehaving like crazy with this. Anyway, this screen recorder does cause problems every now and then, but it's working just fine now. So all of that mess had to do with it. It was in the middle of a Windows update. It needed to be rebooted. So leave this here, leave that there. Let's continue to look at the software. This brother help can, like I said, it can be turned off. So you run this program when startup. Show desktop button when startup. So I don't want either one, but you can see it down here. So I'll get rid of that and then close this. Alright, let's go. We already looked at status monitor. The only thing left to look at is Control Center 4, and there's two modes. Once again, this has been covered ad nauseum, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm a little tired of going over this. There's two modes: advanced mode, home mode. They look mixed up because this one has buttons and this one doesn't have buttons, and this one's home mode, that's advanced. So, but what's advanced about advanced mode is, and we'll go through it a bit again, is that it has more features, these things here, remote setup, than the home mode does. But on the other hand, the home mode has, and if you don't install Paperport, you might want to do home mode because it opens up your scans in a little window here and you can see what you're doing. Paperport does this like mega more features. But anyway, you can scan, pull a scan. Now what I'll have to do is click scan, and it should show up here. It did an automatic I put a simplex original in there, and it scanned both sides automatically, like super fast. So to get you an idea, now it's upside down, so I can rotate it. Okay. The original was a little funky, so it's got a little black edge here. With Paperport, you can get rid of this kind of stuff, deskew it, all that kind of advanced editing. But with this one, this Control Center 4 is basic. You're going to have to open it with an application in order to do any editing. But nevertheless, you can save it someplace, you can print it, you can open it with an application like Paint or Photo Gallery. You can send it with your email client that's on this PC, and you can do some optical character recognition. Now, I didn't install Abby, but this Control Center 4 has built-in OCR. It says it's processing it. So, and rather for a lot of users, just this Control Center 4 will work just fine. It's taking a long time to process that OCR, but let's see what happens. So instead of doing Paperport and Abby, one of the modes of this Control Center 4 would probably work for most users. Okay, it did the OCR. And actually did a pretty good job of it. You know, it's text mode, so you can do whatever you want with it. It's opened in Notepad. You can open it up in Word. You can so the heck. You can set your target application to have it open in Word. Yeah. I put the original in upside down, so it's saying that this is page 1 and page 2 is, well, that's upside down as well, and it still did a good job of and now I don't know how I can repaginate this or anything like that, but with the Paperport you can repaginate. So that's it basically. I mean, it's the other thing is we want to set up the buttons on the control panel over here, and that will be under this device settings, scan to net settings. Okay, it opened up the embedded web server. So scan to network device 1, 2, and 3. Scan to network FTP, SFPT. You can see them all here. Now these set up the buttons, the 3 buttons. These 3 buttons over here. So these are the options that you can set up for each of the 3 buttons on the control panel. And then you have all of your same settings that we were just looking at under remote setup. When you enter go into the home page of the scanner. Now you can also enter the IP address up here, and you can get into this as well, but you can get into it right here, scan to net settings, and then scan the device settings. This is your defaults for when you scan an image. This is JPEG, target applications. These are your defaults that you can set. So every time you click scan, it carries out these defaults depending on what kind of a scan you select. Scan to email, scan to file, image, but these would be your defaults, so that when you go to this scan page here, when you select one of these options, they'll automatically be, the defaults will be what you see over here. So this is like really easy stuff. Let's look at the advanced mode once more for stuff that's different. This is the same, remote setup, scan to net, device scan, we just did that. This is the same. I mean, when you click on an image, OCR, email, file, you can actually print a scan. This is the difference over here, the print. You select your printer, installed. It's got to be installed on this PC. And the drivers, I only have these 2. This one showed up automatically. This one showed up automatically. These are the only 2 that are actually, this one showed up automatically. These are the only 2 that have the drivers, I believe. Maybe only this one right here, but anyway. You can scan and send it directly to a printer here with two-sided scanning, brightness, contrast, advanced settings, resolution, color, auto deskew. So if you use advanced mode, you get this extra scan to printer when it works on like a copier. The only thing we didn't see is if you can set up one of those buttons to one of the three buttons here to send to a printer, and to make it work like a copier. In other words, it doesn't look like you can set up one of those quick buttons to do that, which is too bad. In order to make it work like a copier, you have to do it from your PC using Control Center 4 Advanced right here to make the scanner work like a copier. Okay, so basically we know what the rest of this stuff means here. It's really easy to figure out. The only thing the decision your IT guy is going to have to make is how to configure the three buttons on the control panel, and then which version of this everybody should be using, whether it's this advanced mode or the more simpler home mode, which gives you. And if you don't want, like I said before, if you don't want to put it on paper port, this is the one you can see what's going on a little bit better than this one. But let's do it. I mean, let's see what happens if we do this. Okay. All right. So I opened it up in Paint, and I put the original upside down again. You got to put the originals facing down. I put it in the document feeder like I can read it, but you have to turn them upside down. But anyway, why it opened up two different pages in Paint, because when I did this, I had it go to target application. So you can see the difference on how the two two different modes of this work. This one, it opens right up in an application that you specify, and the other home mode opens up in a Windows, opens up in this window so you can see it and mess with it first. Then you should send it out to an application. So it's actually pretty easy, and it works well, and there's not a lot of junk running down here. If I had Paperport running, there would be more stuff over here. And you could, like I said before, if you want to see what that looks like, you can look in one of the other older brother scanner reviews, because it's exactly the same, all this stuff. So that's about it. Oh, brother utilities, that's going to be the same as the other brother printers and scanners that we've tested, and it's also actually pretty useful. So you can get to everything from this desktop icon. Your scanner drivers, learn how to use Control Center 4. This will open up Control Center 4 even though it's running down here. You can get all this software stuff that we didn't get before from the utilities. You can do all of this uninstall is nice. You can download the brother device management software here. So this is actually a nice little aggregator of all the functions for this unit. So that's it. Easy. Nice job, brother. And thanks.